Right, so thank you for joining me for this second video. Yesterday I spoke about kind of our process, the way that we do things, understanding that it's not just about calories, it's about understanding the gap, I guess, so the metabolic gap, so where you want to be compared to where you are now and how we're going to close that, and how it's a lot more than just calories, okay? Especially if the calories come from a calculator, we need to look at, say, body composition, we need to look at your lifestyle, we need to look at stress, hormones, there's a lot of things we need to look at. Now, what I want to do today is actually go through how we actually do this. So how we, I've got one example. I'll show you a few more as well on how we kind of go through that process and how we get those results. So you can start thinking about how you can do that yourself. If you were interested in doing it with us, there's the option of there as well. So what I'm going to talk about today is actually a lady called Zhana. So she's lost 17 kg now. Muscle mass has gone up. She's got so much fitter. Everything's completely changed. Now, she hasn't been taking the jabs, okay? So there's been no Manjaro or anything like that. Metabolic rate stayed absolutely fine. Muscle mass has actually gone up, but I want to go through exactly the same process that we use that you can do as well. That was her transformation at the bottom. So chuffed with this one. Anyway, so the reason why Zhana came in, so she was working in a restaurant, on her feet a lot. She tried so many different diets, but nothing was really working. She thought that low carb worked, but she would see these massive swings where her weight would go up and then down, and she was questioning everything. And even though she didn't think she was eating much, just like lots of salads and things like that, but nothing was really working. And in terms of exercise, because she was so active on her feet with the job, she didn't do any weight training, but she knew it was something she wanted to do because she was getting a little bit older. So she plucked up the courage to come in. So she came in September, October, so she came. And the way that we start it with everything really is you start with the RMR test. And with that is that, I'm not sure if you can see it, metabolic cart's down there, and you basically breathe into the metabolic cart. We measure how many calories you're burning, and then we've got this exact figure, so we know exactly how much you need to eat to lose weight. Luckily, hers was nice and high, so we didn't have to be too aggressive, but it just stops that guessing really. And this is a point actually. So a lady came in this morning. Actually, this is why this is up. So her metabolic rate was 1296, whereas what we expect, she's a bit older, but what we expect with her is about 1500. And see that calorie gap really, it already kind of showcases what we need to do based on this. So with Zhana, her RMR was quite high, her muscle mass was quite high, so we could kind of change things based on this, whereas this lady, it's gonna be completely different. So with Zhana, for example, when we did the in-body, like I haven't got a sheet, an example sheet, but we measure muscle mass, fat mass, visceral fat, and that kind of shows where we need to improve. So Zhana had a lot of visceral fat, so fat around the tummy, whereas we know that kind of combination of, say, low intensity cardio, even high intensity if you're premenopause, and exercise is going to be just as important as the nutrition. Whereas with this lady here, because the RMR is low, the muscle mass was low, we would actually have to do a different type of approach. It would be no real cardio. It'd be very much about building muscle, only walking from the activity, higher protein, more creatine, things like that. So the in-body really kind of showcases where we need to improve. What we also do is, if you saw the video yesterday, I can't remember if I've got it up here, the deep dive really is where we've got these kind of 10 factors really that we look at. So it's things like stress, sleep, previous diet, previous exercise history. And it's my job really to find those gaps. Now, my background's nutrition. I've got my master's degree in sports and exercise nutrition. So I get to understand you. What's going on? What are you doing? What have you tried? Just so I can start figuring out, is there something we're missing? Is it poor sleep? Is it stress? Is it lack of slept? Is it lack of, say, fruit and veg? But the point is I can pull all this together, and that's how we're going to craft that plan. So with Zhana, what we did, we got the metabolic rate. We got our calories and macros, okay? We actually did for her, it was intermittent fasting because the way her lifestyle works with her shift patterns, it was just easy to have something in the morning after her gym, and then just like a normal lunch or a big lunch and something smaller in the evening when she'd come back from her shift as well. And it just worked really well. And the point is that when we do put those meal plans together, it's kind of based on your framework. So even though we kind of get the calories, the calories might be the same, we need to start looking at your meal structure. Are you going to prefer 3 main meals and 2 snacks? Would you prefer to have like an intermittent fasting structure? But the point is we make it fit you, and then we can come up with some kind of meals which are something that, again, that you actually like. Now, the idea with this is that we do kind of adjust things on as you progress. So it's not just about set it and forget it. Over time, we look at, see how you're getting on, and we can adjust it. So again, if we look at Zhana, to be fair, she's done bloody incredibly well. but her weight was just coming down so rapidly that we didn't really need to change much. The great thing with her, we could actually give her more and more exercise, which made it a lot better. But either way, we still have our reviews every month. She comes in, she had her body comp done again to make sure she wasn't losing muscle mass, her RMR wasn't coming down, which it wasn't. So it became all quite straightforward. Now, the way that we did her training is that she was perimenopausal, so we didn't need quite as much volume as, say, postmenopausal. So really what we started with is a lot of full body training, so we could hit kind of exercises 3 times per week. That enabled to hit muscle groups 3 times per week to get enough sets per week to kind of build muscle mass. Again, we kind of focused on more walking, really, just to start with. And then as she progressed, she wanted to do more training, which was great. So we started to break things up into upper body, lower body. So December, January. And then now she said she wants to start doing a bit of running. So we've incorporated some running too. Now, I don't expect you to have to do running. It's all about finding where you are now and building that around you as an individual. Again, if you're post-menopause, then HIIT training won't work as well. It might be we have to do more low intensity work if we've still got visceral fat to lose. But the point is, it's basing it around you as an individual. And again, you can see with the results there, you can see it in Trainerize as well, how quickly that she has seen those results. Like 17 kg is bloody brilliant. Plus as well, she was ill for quite badly as well, a lot of antibiotics. She couldn't train, but she just got right back on the wagon. So really, really chuffed. And yeah, my program works with mathematical precision. I'm quite happy with that review. Moving on from there really is that we're not looking to track forever. I think the idea with what we're trying to do really is that we're trying to get you to a point where you can be quite autonomous with things. So once you understand what 20 grams of protein looks like, or 35 grams if you're postmenopausal, what does, 100 grams of potatoes look like? Once you start understanding that, once you start understanding how to do your training, once those steps are almost inbuilt, you're not going to have to track. You just have to build those habits or make them habitual, and you're going to start getting those results. So yeah, that's the system really. So you come in, you do the InBody and the RMR testing, and you can have this done at other places if you know any sports universities. The nutrition is built on that data. The training plan is built through the app. Okay, so for example, you can see, again, if you want to have a look at some of the training programs. So this is her one. So hers is upper lower. You can follow along on the app, so you know exactly what to do. Whereas if you're part of more of the group program, what you would do here is that we have, again, we attach a group. Hang on, I can't find it there, can you? No, I will show you. So, just show you one. So what if you're part of the group program? You also get this new plan every month. So Metabolic March, for example. So again, day 1, day 2, day 3. Again, we're still kind of focusing on the same kind of approach. Right, so yeah, you get your programming, you get your rescan as well if you're kind of doing that, and then we just kind of make sure you do seeing results. Finally as well, like it's not just Zhana that gets the results. Again, check out, just Google Metabolic Birmingham, and we still follow that same process regardless. So it's kind of testing where you are now. Even if you can't come for an RMR test, we have lifestyle questionnaires, we've got calculators, we can kind of, they're not quite as good, but they still kind of follow a similar process. So even if you're not in Birmingham, you can't come here, we can look at certain things. We then can classify you based on your hormonal stage. So if you looked at where we were, if you watched any of the videos yesterday, what we've got with our dashboard, once it loads up, is that we can start looking at these tools really based on you as an individual, just to understand what you might need to work on. So we always start with that. This is the starting point. We then prescribe kind of what you need to do, and then we review it. Now, Carla, again, she's lost over 50 pounds. She's lost even more than that now. Unbelievable results. She always cruises too. Again, Gaynor and Juliet, these are sisters. Both saw brilliant results as well. Gaynor came around up from Exeter, Essex. And then that gave the confidence of Juliet to come up as well. Again, both of them just lost incredible amounts of weight. Dawn, this was brilliant. She actually came in twice. So she came and did a metabolism, I think it was about 2,100. She thought it was wrong, so she came in again, and it was exactly where it was. And again, she could eat a lot more than she thought. She lost an incredible amount of weight as well. There was no jab. This was about 1.5 years ago, though, this was. Gary, she was a runner, or came back from injury and an operation. That was when she went skiing. So with this one, lost lots of weight. We got into running as well, so we do something slightly different for those. For runners, Nicola, she was great, 18 pounds. Didn't have to do a hell of a lot, really. This was more exercise driven. I'm trying to think these are the more recent ones at the moment. So you've got Vo, Amanpreet, which he doesn't really have to lose much weight, but it's all, you see here about this trends. It's not, there's always going to be ups and downs, but the point is this process works. So I think that's everything. So if you were interested how we do this, we've actually got our collective opening next week, which is essentially a group program. It's going to make it a lot cheaper than the one-to-one program as well. And you get all access to the Trainerize app. You get access to that dashboard as well. I'll do another video going through this. But you'll be part of a group. You'll be understanding this process. We can take you along it as well. And you'll have access to me. We've got another lady as well, Sandra, that works with us. Two ladies that work with Sandra and LJ. And we'll be out here to answer questions. You'll get meal plans, you get the dashboard, you get access to Trainerize. And there is the option to do the testing as well. So it's starting at £30 per month with everything apart from testing. So it's a bit of it's a great option. Whereas if you want to do the testing as well, Know Your Numbers is normally 147 quid. So that's the package, and I'm not going to push that today, but you get that as well as 12 months of access to group programming for 297. I know that seems a lot of money off the bat, but for 12 months of support and all your metabolism testing as well, I think it's a bit of a steal. But it's not about pitching today. I just wanted to show you the process. If you had any questions, let me know. And look out for that video where we'll go through kind of the collective more in details this week to show you exactly what you get and how it can help you.